Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. Hope you guys are all doing well. We are back yet again with another United Daily. Here we are. Hope you guys are all doing good. What's going on then? You all right? How's your Wednesday going? I nearly lost track of what day it was there. How's your Wednesday going? I hope you're all good. I hope everything's going well. And I hope you can hear me bright and clear. What's going on? United Daily back again. Yesterday we had an action-packed day here on AdamMcKola TV. Loads of stuff going on. We obviously had United Daily. We had Rumour going up. And of course, we had that interview with Raza Hamza up as well. So if you haven't seen that, go and check it out after we are finished here. But we are here today to talk Manchester United news, and we are here today to look at the latest headlines surrounding our club as the players head back into training today for their first time since we went into lockdown, that they'll be training at Carrington today. So great news in terms of potentially getting back going and returning to football. Although Troy Deeney has spoke about his concerns, for returning to football, and he's not quite so happy with possibly returning to football, and has in fact refused to. We've seen that Watford have a number of staff and players that have the coronavirus, so he's not going to be looking to come back. So will that cause any more issues for people? And the Premier League going forward, we're not too sure at this moment in time. So it's interesting to see his side of things, and of course, the ramifications that may have for the rest of the Premier League. Will anybody else look to stand up and speak out and come forward and go ahead against the Premier League on this one? Because he's taking a stance, he's doing that. So it's fair play to him, fair play to Troy Deeney. But we are here to talk about the reports linking Manchester United with a dip in the bargain Ben. Yeah, that's a headline that you'd expect to see on the Sun, isn't it? The bargain Ben Yedder United are lining up. According to reports, Monaco could be looking to cash in on a player that they signed last summer for £30 million because of the coronavirus pandemic and the injuries that is the issues that is causing them. Not the injuries, although it could cause a few injuries if they were to get it. Man United players and staff are virus free. We had our results coming back, and whilst there was 6 players or staff in the Premier League that were tested and came back with positive tests, United didn't have any positive tests in relation to the coronavirus. So I suppose that's good for Manchester United as well. The players, as I said, are returning to training today, and Danny Rose has been speaking about Pochettino and saying that he feels that he will be the next Manchester United manager. Now, obviously, Danny Rose is currently at Newcastle, and obviously they're in the middle of a takeover at the moment, and there was a lot of talk about potentially a takeover happening there, and him coming in, Pochettino coming into Newcastle. So crazy that could happen, but Danny Rose could have Poch there. I've seen a few of you saying it's out of sync now. I'm not sure what the issue is in relation to that. Hopefully it will sort itself out in the next couple of minutes or so. I'm going to keep cracking away because the show must go on and all that. But fingers crossed that sorts itself out in the next couple of minutes. Apologies if it is out of sync for you guys at home. I can see Safumla in the comments from South Africa. Went to South Africa last year. What an amazing place that was to go. Went there with Ryan Giggs. Can you believe it? Me and Ryan Giggs on tour. Absolute mental stuff. Nimai is trying to grow his channel at the moment. Would I do an interview on the channel? I can try it, man. Just drop me an email and we'll see what we can do. I'm always happy to help out other channels. I was going to say smaller channels, but that's a bit rude, isn't it? I'm always happy to help out anybody in any way that I can. The DX Top, we love to see it. It's funny, yeah. Today, I posted a video of that Last Dance clip of Michael Jordan sitting there just with his headphones on, just dancing, yeah. And there was a clip that 90s WWE put on it with the DX music in it. And then I went over to my pile of t-shirts. I pulled off the first t-shirt I could find, and it was this one. It was like it was meant to be or something today. So that definitely happened, and yeah, I found that funny. Hope you're good, Jeremy. Have a good day at work, mate. Hope you're good. Hi, Adam. Been watching your channel since day one. Thanks for the great content and keeping us sane during this Spartan 23. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for keeping it locked. I appreciate every single one of you for getting involved. You know, the support has been incredible over the last couple of months, especially with us being on lockdown, everyone being inside the house. We've had loads of new members coming on the channel. We're around 55 now, and that reminds me, I do need to thank a few people, and we'll do that at the end of the show, for joining recently. So we'll get on that before the end of the show. But today we're looking at the reports linking Manchester United with a move for Ben Yedder. Yes, you heard it right. We were linked with him last summer when he was leaving Sevilla, but United didn't make a move for him. We were also linked to him as well under Jose Mourinho. And now ESPN are saying Manchester United are eyeing Monaco's Wissam Ben Yedder. United are closely following Wissam Ben Yedder's situation at Monaco as the France international striker could leave the League One side this summer, sources have told ESPN. It goes on to say, Ben Yedder, who turns 30 in August, had an excellent 19-20 season before it was ended by the coronavirus pandemic, scoring 18 goals after returning home last summer following 3 prolific years at Sevilla. Monaco are struggling financially at the moment and could be forced to sell their best player. They're aiming to get rid of 30 players from the bloated squad. Ben Yedder, who is under contract until 2024, holds the most value. The club paid 30 million euros for him last summer, and they think they can easily get that money back. The Parisian moved to Monaco in hopes of bettering his chances to make France's World Cup squad for Euro 2020, and he looked like a certainty to be included in Didier Deschamps' team. Now that he has cemented his place in the squad, he fancies a bigger project and broader game. United are looking for a striker this summer to bolster their squad. Ben Yedder is a pure finisher and will bring something different to what Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial have to offer. United are the first club to show concrete interest in Ben Yedder, and the player is waiting to see what happens this summer. United have been looking at 2 other League One strikers as well. Moussa Dembele, 24, has been on their radar for a while now and might still be their preferred option come this summer. Victor Osimhen has impressed the club's scout in France. However, Ben Yedder will be the cheapest option of the 3. So Ben Yedder, Osimhen, Nigerian fans love him, don't they? He's an incredible talent. A lot of people always commenting about him on our videos as well. I've not seen too much of him in comparison to Ben Yedder and even Moussa Dembele. But the little I have seen from him, he's a talented lad. Will he come to United though? At this age, I'm not too sure. Will he get the football that he wants? Obviously, Ben Yedder is going to be cheaper. I'd imagine we could get him cheaper than the 30 million that they paid for him. I don't think that would be an issue at all in terms of getting, Ben Yedder from Monaco. They're going to be open to selling him, and they do a lot of the time buy players and sell them pretty quickly, don't they? Which is quite mad. But nevertheless, Ben Yedder linked with Manchester United. Would you lot be up for Ben Yedder joining the club? Get your thoughts in those comments below and let us know right now. ZOT says Ben Yedder is tiny. I'd rather take Timo Werner, says a deal. Yes, Demis is back in the house. I'll take a Ben Yedder at OT purely for his foot card to be even more overpowered on FIFA 21. Arc Leganda Production, what are your thoughts on a Jimmy Garner loan? We discussed this in the rumour rate yesterday, but I will discuss it in a little bit as well once we've finished reading some comments out on Wissam Ben Yedder, if you don't mind, Ark. Thank you for joining as well, by the way, mate. Rather Igalo, says JR. Werner is the one to get, says another comment. What's going on with Dembele? As we just heard, Dembele was mentioned in that video there, but what's going on with him right now, we don't really know. He would be a good short-term option for us, and it will give Greenwood a good few years to keep developing. Would be a smart signing, says Mike Sackfield. What's good, JR? Hope you're well. Need a hold-up striker, says Jay. And David Parkinson says, no, he's not good enough. The deal says Ben Yedder's too old. He was good enough to knock us out of the Champions League, to be fair. But nevertheless, yeah, you're allowed to have that opinion. I mean, he's not the best striker in the world, is he? And I'm sure we could find a striker as good, if not, better than him. But at £30 million or less than £30 million, are you going to get cheaper, more value for money on the market? If Ollie's being asked by Shanghai to pay 20-30 million for AdamMcKola, and his wages are potentially 150, 200 grand a week, who knows what they are? I don't know, I'm guessing. But his wages at the moment are in Shanghai at 300 grand a week. Is he going to take a massive wage reduction to 100 grand a week, which is like a 66.6% wage reduction? I'm not too sure. So, you're looking at it and you probably start to think Ben Yedder's maybe a better option, or he may think he's a better option if he thinks he's a better player. Me personally, I'm not against AdamMcKola staying, but Ben Yedder has been scoring at a better level. In the last couple of years, he's been playing at a higher level, playing in Champions League, scoring goals, playing for France. He's still got that. I'm not saying AdamMcKola hasn't, but he's still got a competitive edge in him. He hasn't been wasted away in China for a little bit. And we only seen very little of AdamMcKola. As much as I love him, which I do, Ollie might not be 100% convinced on him. I'd love Igalo to stay though, but I can see why the club may be thinking, let's look elsewhere for a striker. What else is going to be on the market? Because there could be a few deals coming ahead. So, yeah, you never know. Yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on with the sink at the moment. Andre, how you doing, mate? Hope you're doing well. We need a CDM, right winger and a striker, says a deal. I agree. And it'd be good if those were the signings we made in the summer. I don't think Ben Yedder versus Igalo is the way to see it. Completely different players. Both would add to the squad and provide goals, says Daniel Davis. But could you see us signing both of them? Or is that unrealistic? What do you guys think about that? Let us know in the comments below. Alex James says, personally, I'd rather sign Igalo on a permanent for another year and push Mason more. We need a younger striker. Says another. I'm not sure we do need a younger striker, to be totally honest with you. I'm not sure we do need a younger striker. I feel like the age that Martial, Rashford, and all those guys are at, I don't think you don't need it. You don't need another striker. Why would you need a younger striker? Greenwood's coming through. Getting a striker in there that is actually around 28 to 30 is probably the best bet for United. Someone that's going to be here for 3-4 years, is well experienced, knows what they're doing, is settled in terms of the way they play and things like that. He's going to come and be confident and expect to settle down straight away, and won't mind being a rotation or starting every other game or whatever. So yeah, I think signing a younger striker sends the wrong message to the likes of Greenwood. Of course, you have to have competition. But I don't think right now getting another young striker in that mix is what we need. Yes, JS, how you doing, mate? When's the next FM going to drop? It's going to drop on Saturday, mate. Do you think we need a centre-back, or do you think the centre-backs we have will step up, says Spartan? Well, when you look at it this way, and I will talk about Jimmy Garner in a minute as well, mate, for the question that we had earlier from Ark Blaganda, so I'll speak about that very soon. But let me just answer this question in regards to a centre-back. So we've got, at the moment, Maguire, Bay, Lindelof, Rojo, Smalling are on loan. We've also got Jones, Twanzebe. So we've got a fair few now. Rojo, Smalling, Jones, probably going to leave in the next transfer window on a permanent. Now we're obviously hearing Roma aren't in a position to make Chris Smalling a permanent deal, which will be an issue for them because they're not going to be able to get the player that they wanted. But for United, it's not really an issue for us because we should still be able to sell him. Now, if we can get rid of Smalling, get rid of Jones, get rid of Rojo, we then bring in maybe around 30 to 40 million pounds, probably on the optimistic side. If you get 20-25 for Chris Smalling and 15 million combined for the other two, 15 to 20 million, you'd get a decent wedge of money back and you'd be able to invest that into another centre half. And having 5 is a good amount to have. You know, sometimes you can play 3 at the back, sometimes you can play 2 at the back. What if someone gets injured? Eric Bailly's almost always injured. Then you've got that issue there. How you doing, Glenn? Hope you're well, mate. Bailly and Lindelof and good squad players. Jones for sale, Smalling and Rojo also. Do you think a quicker CDM is required as he will act as a centre-back on the pitch? Fair point. I've always looked at, you know, us needing a different CDM. I thought it when Matic didn't look great, and now obviously he's putting a bit of decent form and he's kind of back into the reckoning of things again. I think we needed a new CDM, but I understand why Ollie has given him a new contract, if you believe the rumours, because of the fact that, you know, you got Jimmy Garner coming through, who we're going to speak about shortly. We've got you know, Dylan Levitt coming through. We have a few decent central midfielders coming through. Hannibal Medbury, another one. You know, keeping Matic, Fred McTominay. If you can't bring someone into those positions, you've then still got an ample amount there with Jimmy Garner and Dylan Levitt just behind them. Now, I do think we need to invest in that position soon, in the near future. But maybe this season isn't the one. And I think Ollie may be considering that. But then, if Jimmy Garner goes out on loan, and the reports at this moment in time are Sheffield Wednesday, Cardiff, Swansea, those kind of teams are interested in Jimmy Garner. So if Jimmy Garner goes away on loan for the season, that would be great for him if he can get first team football week in, week out. That's what we need him to be doing at this moment in time. Week in, week out football. Now, I also think he could possibly get minutes at United. But is it going to be enough for his development? I think he's already shown that he is, by far and away, heads and shoulders above most in the 23s. His development's not going to benefit by being in the 23s for much longer. So he needs to get first team minutes under his belt. Sheffield Wednesday, Swansea, Cardiff, they're decent clubs, you know what I mean? Now, your loan move might not go to plan. It might not go to plan, and you look at, you know, Dane Henderson's, and that's gone perfectly. But then you look at, in the past, some youngsters we've sent out on loan, their moves haven't gone to plan. So these players would have to get their head down, work hard, and keep playing, and keep, you know, grounded and trying to work hard and develop and make their way in first team football. It's ruthless in the Championship. It's men's stuff in the Championship. It's games almost every 3 days, and you're playing for you're playing for spots. Do you know what I mean? Going up or whatever, and that could be a different level to their development. You look at Jesse Lingard when he went to Brighton and Leicester and Derby and all these teams. It helped him an awful lot in terms of his development. Any more news about Sal? No news about Sal at the moment. The last news was from Todo Fijajes or something, some mad Spanish outlet, and they were saying that it was a done deal and we were going to announce it at the end of the coronavirus lockdown. Absolute rubbish. It'd be great to sign him, but we're probably not. Why doesn't anyone criticise Lingard for his actions, but are quick to call Martial's head? I've heard a lot of people criticise Lingard's actions, so I see that as a false equivalency. But I am good, mate. I hope you're good as well. Could Axel or Fosu meant to play CDM? Fosu is probably the most natural fit to play there. The thing for Fosu Mensah, his development's been again affected by bad loan moves, or a bit of bad luck on loan moves, and massive injuries. Now hopefully we can get him back in. I think we've got an option for an extra year on his deal. Get him back in, get him involved. We might have to send him out on loan again, but if it was, you have to make sure the team that loan him are going to want to play him week in, week out, because he needs football now. He's someone that definitely needs football, but he can play CDM. It's just that he's been out of the game so long. Safumla says, what does Fosu's future look like at United? I'm really not sure. I hope he can get a chance. You never know what happens at United. Someone gets injured, you know, something goes wrong for someone somewhere. You get an opportunity, you come in and you take it with both hands. But Fosu's, you know, his injuries haven't helped him. I was looking at my pictures the other day. found a nice picture of me and Falsey Mentor, which I forgot about. I love the lad. He's a fantastic player. And I remember seeing him outside Craven Cottage and saying to him, "Yo, imagine if like you were still here now with Ollie, because of the fact that you would have got a chance. Like this was in the middle of Ollie's at the wheel. He would have got a chance. He definitely would have got a chance. So, like, it's a bit of a shame for him. The loan moves didn't help Fulham. Palace, he had Wan-Bissaka in front of him. United, he has Wan-Bissaka in front of him. The loan deals didn't really help him at all, which was a shame. But yeah, let us know what you're thinking in regards to that. United players have returned to training today as well. The players have returned to training, obviously in small groups of 5. I'm trying to find that picture. I can't find it. I was going to give you a little butchers, but can't find it, so probably not. But nevertheless, yeah, what's happening? Get your comments in. Let me know your thoughts on everything that's going on at the moment. Get hitting that like button if you can as well. Keaton says, "You're all sad. Facts are you want Grealish, but Jesse's better." Ooh, that is a shout, Keaton. I'm not too sure about that one. I love Jesse Lingard, but I'm not sure if... I'm not sure about that one, is all I could say. Because that is a big shout. It's a big shout. Now, I'm just getting up my new members because I want to thank someone. But while we're doing that, can I just say, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're commenting, you're sharing, subscribing if you can. And if you can join, then make sure you're joining as well on AdamMcKola TV. We've set that target of 100 by the end of June. We've hit 55 yesterday. Thank you to Matthew Freeze and Kit Walcott for joining. They became the latest members. So if you can join, click that join button. If you can't, make sure you are subscribed to AdamMcKola TV because we have so much content coming up. Later on today, we have a video on the biggest mistakes United have made since Sir Alex Ferguson left with myself, Jay and Joel. So Master Debaters is coming up today. A-Sing, of course I do, man. I love Gerd. Got a lot of time for him. We had some great times as well at Mahal with the whole gang. Jesse's better. Nah, I don't know about that, bro. Don't know about that, man. Grealish is sick. The thing is, the one thing I can't say is because what would Jesse do for Villa? Because you don't know, like, he may be a big fish in a little pond at Villa and absolutely tear it up. Do you know what I mean? You look at him at England, plays well for England. Like, you don't know how he would fare there, being one of the main men playing every week. But I think if Grealish came to United, probably offers more right now. And for that reason, I'm Utd. For that reason, Grealish. Sorry, Jess. Love you, mate. Adil enjoyed the Raza interview. If you haven't seen it, make sure you go and check it out. The biggest mistake was Sir Alex retiring, that's true, and not getting a clone. Scott McTominay to come out and be one of the best holding midfielders in the league next season, says Liam. I don't feel like he's a holding midfielder. He's more rounded, like he gets four box to box, isn't he? But I'm hoping we can see a further. If we can see him pick up that, he has the energy, he has the determination, he can pass, keep it simple, he gets a goal every now and then, like he likes a decent scrap, a tackle and all that. So if he can now just get that kind of, that intelligence, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, by the way. I just think to be a holding midfielder, to be a proper sick holding midfielder, defensive midfielder, whatever you want to call it, you have to have a different level of intelligence to most players on the pitch. And if he can pick that up, which he will pick up with experience and getting to know the league more, because it's still very early in his campaign, getting to know your opponents more, then Andy can add that, okay, I'm just going to sit here, marshal this defence, make sure these lads in front of me are all organised, and I'm going to get the ball off short and keep it sweet. He could be a very good holding midfielder. But at the moment, I think he's a box-to-box midfielder. He's not a holding midfielder. He can do it, but I think we need to see more. Because at the moment, in my opinion, that's the place we need to improve. Defensive holding midfield. Holding mid, we need a new pivot there. And I don't think Fred's it. I don't think McTominay's it. We got a lot of 8s in there. We haven't really got no holders. 4-3-3 with Pogba, Maka and Bruno is filthy, says Paris. Cannonballer says Scott is a Herrera type. Yeah, man, I remember Aaron. Hope he's doing well. Alan says Scott correct for the Premier League, energetic, etc. Maybe Fred for a passer. Biggest mistake was letting David Gill go and replacing him with Ed Woodward. Scott's a box-to-box, says Alan, who agrees with me. Guys, we've got around 200 people watching at the moment. Make sure you are hitting that like button, you're commenting, you're sharing and you're subscribing here on AdamMcKola TV. Remember, we have got coming up for you later Master Debaters with myself and the lads. So make sure you are subscribing for that. We are on 71,099 subs at the moment. Thank you to everyone that has got involved. You absolute legend. Whew. Shad, man. Been speaking an awful lot, haven't I? Yeah, speaking an awful lot. Reading a lot of your comments. Seeing a lot of the United news. We've seen pictures of the lads heading into training today, which was good fun. Get them up for your United Report. We'll have them up. United Report are so good. There we go. First group of players to arrive this morning at Carrington. There's Addy Maguire. How do you make that look good? Scotty. Mason's whips are amazing, to be honest. Imagine being 18 and having that Merc. It's class. But yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're keeping it locked. You're liking, you're commenting, you're subscribing. Danny Rose's comments were interesting. Poch will be Manchester United boss, he says. Does he know something that we do not? Probably knows a lot that I don't. But does he know something else that we do not at this moment in time in relation to Pochettino? That's why, like, having this good run has been so vital. Been so vital. Because I just mean, you know, with this run we've been able to go on, it's kind of pushed back all the negativity, made sure all them, you know, the Wolves are at bay. No one's talking about Ollie's future. They're talking about transfers and what next and who Ollie's going to sign. And that's just great to have that breather in it. Imagine in the last 3 months in lockdown was made worse by the fact that that we had just constant criticism of the manager and constant rumours over his future. It'd be bloody disastrous. Ollie was right to switch to the 4-2-3-1 formation. He saw the defensive frailties of the 4-3-3 without a proper sixes cannonballer. Would I swap Dean Henderson for Timmy? No, I wouldn't swap Dean Henderson for Bakayoko. I don't like. You've got a good young player there that's going to turn into, hopefully, England and United's #1. Why would you want to send him away for someone that's failed in the Premier League already? Not to say Bakayoko will now forever be a failure, but it doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're keeping it locked. You're liking, you're commenting, you're sharing, and you're subscribing. You've been an absolute pleasure being with you all today. We'll be back tomorrow at 12 PM UK time, and this evening we will have Master Debaters up for you. Make sure you're keeping it locked. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you to Kit and Matthew for becoming the latest members of AdamMcKola TV. If you want to find out more, then make sure you hit that join button. Read what you get with it extra. Help support the cause and get involved. Can we hit 100 by the end of June? Come on. See you in a bit.